That's worse.
Perfect timing, guys. That was awesome.
All right. I also have to do
Synchronized clusterfuck.
because this is it's mandatory. I'm only gonna play it for a second or two. Okay. There we go. Okay, there's enough of that. Hold on, one more. There we go.
Yeah, you don't want to have copyright shit.
Yeah, we don't want to have, be flagged for copyright, even though that's from Russia. Figure that one out. It's not like we respect their copyrights and they don't respect ours. But anyways, welcome all to Hit or Miss. I'm Night Strike, as always. I'll introduce my panelists for this evening. Foos, what's going on?
I'm just bored, so I decided to show up.
Well, thank you for showing up. Smeggy, what's going on?
I just like the enthusiasm. I mean, Foos is like, well, if like a butterfly would have flown past the window, I wouldn't have shown up because I would have had something to do. But I guess I'm bored, so I'm here.
I'm sitting in a hotel in the middle of Florida.
I feel your pain, dude. I understand.
Yeah, if I was in Florida too, I'd be so unhappy.
On a business trip, yes, where if you want to go out and do something, it's on your own dime. I mean, I could go over like
you couldn't go see a movie or something.
Like I could, but then I would have to get out and walk.
No, come on, man.
No. When I say walk, it's like right across the parking lot. There's a movie theater.
Lazy motherfucker.
Oh yeah. I don't go to the movies. Come on.
All right. And Smeggy, what's going on, man?
You already introduced me. I already did my part.
I'm doing it again because he interrupted.
Oh, what? I'm supposed to interrupt people now?
Going on that was going on before.
Okay,
what?
Good. Asshole.
Hey, that gun looks familiar.
It does.
Wrong magazine.
No, that's the right magazine.
No, it's too curved.
All right, and we've got Travis P11 here with us.
Who?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Who? Yeah.
Who? The 338 Nerf Pua guy.
Thank you.
And Travis, remember, you can get more ammo at Dollar Tree now because they're importing the Chinese stuff again. I think it's probably Norinco, but they do have more of them.
Is that corrosive or not? I can't remember exactly.
It's non-corrosive, and they are not. They're not armor piercing. So
yes, but they're still going to get banned though. So we better stock up now.
So wait, what? They're importing what?
Go watch his YouTube channel and you'll understand what we're talking about. We're talking about the 338 Nerf Pua round. It's a joke, okay?
I know.
You ruin it. You ruin it live on air. Congratulations.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
Yep.
We were going to talk about a bunch of stuff. I forget half of what we're going to talk about, but we're going to try and get through this. All right. So today, this is the 47th episode of Hit or Miss. So if everybody wants to, one more rack just for good measure.
Dude, you're just asking someone to hit you in the balls? What the hell?
No. There we go. Smegs?
Oh, Jesus. I was in the middle of playing a game. Hang on.
Put the controller down. Grab the real gun. Yeah.
Yeah. Put Black Ops 2 down. And
so what gun channel's show is this again?
This is Hit or Miss.
Okay.
Aptly named. Anyways, so today
since no one posted this is live in the Google Hangouts.
No one does that. No one does that. Anyways, 47th episode.
Just call me no one then.
Poor guy.
Poor
This is a
Foos.
train wreck. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's blaming on me.
He's that bored. But
Yes.
as I was saying, okay, it's the 47th episode, so the showcase or the theme today is AK-47s because 47th episode. Anyways, I wanted to talk about shit hits the fan situation right now because I saw one of Travis's videos and I wanted to mention it. And basically, his video was just asking what people thought about a generator for shit hits the fan situation. What do you guys think?
It's good if you can get enough fuel or you have a fuel source, but I think that depending on, of course, on the size. I mean, generators could be a couple $100 to a couple $1,000. If depending, it may be useful to have that money spent in other areas. Depending on climate and stuff like that.
Right, but Travis was mentioning. Travis, you said you were near Tornado Alley.
Yeah, we're pretty much dead smack in the center of Nebraska. So springtime is very, very volatile in the location where I live. So we don't have a generator, and you're talking
Does
about
your power
that.
go out often?
No, I mean, luckily where we're located at, like the main central offices for our utilities are actually just south of town, so they get it restored quickly. It doesn't happen too often. It can because of branches falling and stuff. A couple times this spring it'll go out, but never anything more than just a few hours. But I mean, if we'd get hit with something major, yeah, it would knock us out indefinitely. But buying the generator, your environment, I think, would really influence the decision. If you're in a dense neighborhood, that generator is something you're gonna have to keep an eye on too. If you want to let it run overnight, can you do that, or is your neighbor gonna walk off with it?
That's the thing, and that's why in the pre-chat we were talking about it. And if you don't want someone to run off with it, you may want to look at either tying it down if it's one of the portable ones, or getting one of those just fixed ones where they're on a concrete slab. The only way to take it off is to break the concrete slab.
Yeah.
That or have it in a secured area with a pipe for the exhaust. Keep it indoors.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. You can go that route. Put it in a garage, possibly.
Yeah.
You can put it in a garage and then get a hole cut out for exhaust and whatnot.
Or if anything, hook it up to your exhaust for your dryer.
Yeah, that can work too.
Or or you can even if you are worried about someone knowing it, you could have a second exhaust for a dryer that this goes out of, because of course the dryer one is not airtight. And if it's going through your house, it's not the best. But if you take and you do that, have the exhaust going to that straight outside, kind of hide it tight.
Right, and you also need to Travis. I know in your video you were talking about it, but have you actually looked at your power bill and done the numbers to see how much power you use, like during a month? And then divided by like 30 days, kilowatt hours, and then divide that by 30 days, and then you need to take that and then divide that by 24 hours, and you'll be able to get the kilowatt, the amount of kilowatts you're going to need for a generator to run that constantly in case of a situation where you're out of power for months.
And here's the thing though. Okay, we're talking months. So, okay, everything falls into chaos. I've got the lights on, like I mentioned in my video. It's middle of February. It's sub-zero. My lights are on. My heat's running. How safe am I? Do I really even want to risk a generator? Would I be better off looking into some other kind of a situation?
Well,
it's still safe.
You could have the heat on with the lights off.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking what would happen if resource-wise, if people, groups of people, start getting a little, I don't know, antsy about what I have and what they don't.
And hence why you keep lights off just like everyone else.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're not going to have infrared shit to see how warm you are. And let's say you are in the middle of winter. If you are walking around the house or something like that, still have your jacket and stuff on.
That's true.
Instead of it being, 30 degrees in your house or below freezing, keep it up in like the 50s, so it's enough to where you could still be wearing stuff, but it's not, your body's not using all this extra energy just to keep you warm.
I mean, do you have a chimney in your house?
Yeah, we do have a fireplace, actually. This place we're living in, we've been in it for less than a year, the house that we bought, and we do have a fireplace this time, and I've been stocking up on firewood over about the last 6 months, but yeah.
Then you'd want to set the generator up not to heat your house, but to just keep your lights working, maybe your fridges. You don't want to use too much power, because then you get into the situation like you said where, someone might come along. And here's the issue. I ran my generator for like a straight 12 to 14 hours, when the hurricane hit.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't get any damage, too much. I didn't get much damage because it didn't hurt the house or anything, but the property is just completely. I'm still cutting trees down. Let's just put it that way.
Oh yeah.
So we were down with power 3 or 4 days, and I had to just run that generator for like 12 to 14 hours at a time because of it. To keep the fridges, the lights working. Not anything other than that, because I only got like a 5,500 watt generator, and I bought it the day before the hurricane hit.
Okay, and then you also have to think about this. So you can you sit there and you use your fireplace to keep you warm. You use your generator to keep your food and stuff cold, and you'll be using less fuel, and it will last longer.
Well, I guess you have to decide what time of year you're using this thing. So if he's talking about February, you sure as fuck ain't gonna waste electricity keeping your refrigerator warm or cold.
True.
Just put that shit outside.
We could easily set, with 6 months out of the year, you could practically set your food outside where I'm at. It's, close to freezing or slightly above. Yeah.
Then do that and just maybe like heat a room of your house or something like that instead of the entire thing.
Well, I mean, I would recommend
for cooking.
using it to, stay on gun channels.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Definitely.
Right.
That's pretty much the basic necessities there. Here's
the thing, though. If your internet is out, you need to go and get one of those little Wi-Fi internet adapters where you basically, one of those hotspot adapters where you just turn it on and your phones or in your tablets or whatnot connect to it, or even your laptops too, and you're good. So you'll still have internet. It'll be slow as balls, but at least you won't be without internet, which I was for a little while until I got one of those cards or one of those.
Or just use your cell phone.
I was using my cell phone, but my cell phone, it was on its last legs, and it died just a little while ago. So it didn't give me good internet. So yeah, you gotta keep those things in mind when you're thinking about getting a generator for a shit hits the fan situation or emergency preparedness.
So I don't have a generator. What I do is I have a small, an indoor kerosene heater. And I have about 15, 18 gallons of kerosene. And I figured out that would last me almost 2 months at 0 degrees. If I only heat up one room of my house. Because I can heat it up to about 85 degrees and then let it cool off to about 60, then heat it up and stuff like that. And it would be a couple hours for it to cool down that much, and then it would only take about 20 minutes to get it heated up. So
that's not a bad idea too.
And the thing is, right now, we're starting to go into winter, but I picked up in the spring 5 gallons, and it was freaking cheap. It was like $10 or $12.
Right. That's also another good option in case you need heating and you don't have enough firewood. Kerosene is a good option. Anyways, so I just wanted to mention that because you made a video on it, and I wanted to give you some actual criticism, in person instead of, being in, what is it, not personal and just posting it on your YouTube.
Oh no, that's cool. It's it's good to think about. I mean, I'm still considering. I'm probably will pick one up just because of here. You get the extremes. If you lose power in the wintertime, it gets cold really quick. In the summertime, it gets hot really quick, and we'd have a tornado. What do? You got to have something ready.
Do you have a gas grill or a propane grill or a charcoal grill?
Yeah, I've got a propane grill with 2 tanks. Well, a spare tank and then a regular tank.
Yeah, I have 3 tanks just in case.
Mhm.
So I used an entire one during when I had no power other than just that generator. So you may want to look at maybe getting another tank just in case.
Yeah, I've picked up a couple of cases of the imitation sterno stuff at Sam's Club, and then I've got that for the the mountain house meals and stuff like that. So you can at least cook something if you need to.
Yeah, like what I do is I have like that big stuff as well, but I also have like a big tanks. But I also went out and bought some Coleman like camping stove that runs off the small tanks.
Those little 5-pound tanks. Yeah.
But the thing is you could get a converter tube that goes from your 20-pound tank down to the 5-pound attachment.
And just took a regular tank in.
Yes. And
I've got one of those.
Definitely you use quite a bit less propane or whatever the liquid fuel is that it burns. Yeah.
All right.
See, I like stuff that's more, I have a charcoal grill just because I like that for general cooking purposes. I like the flavored charcoal instead of propane. But I got one of those BioLite stoves. You put like little sticks in it, and it actually generates electricity and runs a little fan. You can charge your phone off it and shit.
Yeah.
And a while back there, I woke up a Saturday afternoon from a nap, and my power was out. And I was like, oh, fuck, it's happening. And so I got a picture on Instagram of like all my shit together on my counter. Got my stove, my emergency meal, my big-ass jug of water, my AK, my bayonet, a couple flashlights, like all the damage. I was like, all right, I'm ready for shit hits the fan. But I ended up cooking dinner off that thing just for the hell of it to see what it was like. I hadn't used it yet because I hadn't been camping since I got it. And holy shit, dude, you put like 5 sticks in there and it is hot as hell. Like you can boil a big ass pot of water with like 5 little sticks. And then you just have to like lift the thing up and put a couple more in. Like I was surprised how hot it gets for how little amount of food you need or how much fuel you need. It was crazy. And I was able to charge my phone up a little bit from it.
It's another good idea to just practice with that stuff once in a while, because when the power does go out, like the reason why I made that generator video is because our power went out at work. Actually, about half our town got knocked out, so they sent us home. And we came home. I came home and made the video. I thought, man, I'm sitting here trying to scramble for a flashlight to get out of my job site and get home. And you get home and stuff's kind of real at that point. You start thinking, wow, okay, so I need to prep dinner without electricity, and how's that going to work? And not a bad idea to practice.
Definitely,
absolutely.
And sometimes if you think you are ready for that, get off of work on a Friday, go and turn your breakers off, or go and keep your fridge and stuff on, but say I'm not going to open it this weekend, and live in a weekend. Make dry runs. See it. A buddy of mine did it out at his place, kind of by necessity. He did it for an entire week, but the reason being, he started it for a weekend. He was going to do it weekend, but then Monday morning he was going to get up and do everything like normal. Well, he works midday. Yeah, midday, and that morning, someone hit the electric line going to his house, and he was out for the rest of the week.
What?
So he's like, well, I'm already doing this. Let's go. And he's like,
the irony.
And the thing is, he's like, if it wouldn't have lasted the entire week, there's stuff he found Thursday and Friday that if he just went the weekend, he never would have found. So I mean, first do a weekend, or even do a Friday night to midday Saturday. And, you start looking like, okay, how am I going to keep myself entertained and stuff like that? Go out and get a couple decks of cards, get, stuff like that to keep your mind busy. Because that's what he said is by the end of the week, he was going freaking insane because he didn't have anything to stimulate his brain. And that's what he found out later in once he had all the food preps done and everything around the house taken care of. He had nothing to take care of his mind.
That's also a good point. Though I would also say, if a situation comes along, either shit hits the fan, emergency preparedness type situation, it might be a good idea to start investing in some books. Just saying.
Yeah, it's ironic you would say that. I got a wife who's a librarian, so we're loaded. So if you guys ever need any books, just let me know. I'll send you a couple boxes.
Right.
Yeah, we're pretty much set on that area. Yeah.
Well, because before we had TV, internet, phones, all that, even radio, we had books. So I'm just saying you can get ones with pictures where you don't have to read an actual word at all, and it's just all pictures. But even that can stimulate you. And I don't mean that in any negative or any sexual way. I mean that just as far as brain function, okay?
Just go copy off some of those copies of those Mad Libs books you had when you were in middle school. The ones where you fill in the blank with the noun, the verb, the adjective, and you used to write those stories up in grade school. I'm a little bit older than you guys. I don't know if you ever had those when you were little.
And
how old are you, Travis?
39.
Also,
you're 6 years older than me.
Something else you could do is, like, let's say, all this, how to make lean-tos or whatever, how to do stuff that you would possibly need in a survival situation. Print it off. If anything, if it does get shit the fan situation, you could read that for mental stimulation, and you'll memorize it.
You'll learn something.
That will help you, and you're not going to have the computers to tell you once internet's out and electricity's out on how to do all this shit, and you'll have it already on paper.
And definitely practice that shit. I mean, that's I don't know if you guys have ever made a fire without using a match or whatever.
I have. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you don't. Okay, on paper it seems easy, but until you actually do it, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong or whatever. I do that kind of shit all the time when I'm up north just to kind of challenge myself. In fact, me and my buddy wanted to do a thing where we're going to go up there, even though we have like a nice house and everything, but we're going to like camp out in the woods as if we were lost, like, whatever, 100 miles away from civilization. But that way, if something does happen, we can just go to the house, jump in the car, go to the medical center, whatever. So it's like kind of like a safe experiment type of thing. But we're just going to pretend like that house doesn't even exist and just make a little shelter and build fire and try and catch food and like all that kind of shit.
And you learn.
Yeah, and I'll probably learn that I'm going to die in the zombie apocalypse, but
And then if that's what you learn, guess what? You got to prep more, and then you got to sharpen those skills up. I have to do the same thing. I haven't done.
Yeah, well, don't worry, Smegs. We'll make a statue of you, so your memory will live on.
Well, right. Only through the winter we can.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Yeah,
we don't have magic snow.
That's true, man. If I ever go, next time you got, every winter you'll be reminded of me.
Right.
Oh, that's only if we make you.
It's true.
No, because your neighbors will make snowmen, and you'll be like, yep, Smeggy. Okay.
My neighbors won't last a month. So if it starts in the winter, I might have a remembrance of you for 1 year.
Okay, wow. I appreciate that. I'll sleep well tonight doing that. But speaking of memory of things going away, can we talk about this Michigan assault weapons ban?
Yeah, well, I was getting ready to segue into that. So hold on.
My segue was better.
Well. Let's talk about the Michigan assault weapons ban that they're trying to institute.
Yeah, that's a good point. I should enjoy that while I still have it, I guess, right?
Exactly.
My turn.
All right.
There we go.
I feel better now.
So, anyways, I posted a link out there on the gun channels of a story about it, and then I also posted a link from like the gun channel's comment page. because when I posted the original story on the main page, Michigander went to like, legislator.mi.gov and found the actual like bills, like each piece of it. So that's kind of interesting if you want to read the actual, wording of the bill itself, which there's some scary stuff in there. But I do kind of want to go through this. I don't know if you guys have heard of it yet. It was introduced last Wednesday, so it's still pretty new. Introduced by Robert Fuckstick from Oak Park. He will officially be known by that from now on. Let's see. The bill prohibits and provides penalties for the manufacturing, purchasing, possessing, selling, and transferring assault weapons, and was sponsored by Fuckstick. Oh, that's the other one. Hang on. I get confused. So Fuckstick's from Oak Park. I don't know, douche nozzles from Royal Oak. Let's go with that. So those are the two co-sponsors, their official names. And I don't know. I mean, he goes into this stupid, right? The right to have a firearm is fundamental in our country, but that doesn't mean we should have to accept unnecessary injuries and death because of them.
So is he talking about
part of this.
the people defending themselves against a tyrannical government? Is that what he means? Because that's how I interpret that.
Yeah. That's how I interpret it too.
Okay.
And so basically, I just want to go through their definition here. And this is, just the draft version or whatever, but an assault weapon, in quotes, obviously, is a semi-automatic pistol or semi-automatic or pump-action rifle capable of accepting detachable magazines and has at least one feature, including pistol grip behind the trigger on a rifle, a shoulder stock on a pistol, which is fucking dumb because that's an SBR. It's already federally regulated. There's no freaking gangbangers out with pistols with stocks on them or whatever, but whatever. A barrel shroud, a muzzle brake or compensator, or a protruding grip not held by the trigger hand. Which, again, on a pistol, you can't have a foregrip. And on a rifle, those are normally, like, removable things anyways, like on a quad rail or something. So it's like, what, you just take that off and it's fine. You screw it on, now it's an assault weapon? Like, what the hell?
So that's going to, right there, that's going to, with that muzzle device, is that just on a rifle or is that on anything?
That would be a semi-automatic pistol or semi-automatic or pump-action rifle.
So that means all the USPSA open guys that uses a pump on their guns, those would, oh my God, that's well, I mean, it's all stupid anyway, but that's sporting clause right there. If I know the rest of them are stupid sporting clause, but
remember, the liberals' view is their definition of sporting is different from the actual definition of sporting. Right. Just like how the definition of infringement means the same damn thing now as it did back in 1746.
And just to keep on this muzzle brake thing, what the fuck is their problem if you have a muzzle brake or compensator? So you want to have a little less recoil.
A brake and a compensator is the same.
How is that a bad thing?
Anyway,
guys, it's gonna end up leaving you with that. If that would go through, if you've seen those New York legal ARs, that's basically what it's going to leave you with in the end.
Pretty much.
That's what you're going to be left with. That's all you're going to be able to use.
You're going to be left with that one. What's it called? The SCR or whatever, where it's basically just the lower is just like an actual rifle buttstock, and the upper is just the regular upper.
And even the pump rifle.
Yeah, that's the thing. They've learned from some of the things that people have talked about.
The Troy pump action rifle, yeah.
Yeah, is that, okay, we can get away with the semi-auto part of making it a pump action. Because I've seen pump action ARs. And nope, those would be included. However, I did read the actual bill when talking about detachable magazines. Actually, let me pull that up. It sounds like...
Does it have like a round count maximum on it or something like that? Or is that 10 rounds
well,
of
yeah,
ammunition? That's
another part of it is the 10 round things. But let me get to the definitions here. Detachable magazine means a magazine that delivers one or more ammunition cartridges into the firing chamber and that can be removed from the firearm without the use of any tool, including a bullet or ammunition cartridge. So, I guess if we get a bullet button, then it's not a detachable magazine, so you can have all the other features. So I didn't realize when I was shooting Heavy's AR out in California that I was practicing for the future. I thought I was just shooting an oddity that I would never get to experience again. And I don't know if he's even like around because I saw he jumped in.
I'm right here.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, Heavy's actually here.
So I mean, you feel my pain with this kind of shit, so you understand.
I feel your pain because I know exactly what you're going to go through if it passes. So, I mean, I was saying last night I'll move to Michigan. Yeah, it looks like we both got to move someplace else now.
Yeah. Well, there is some hope is that it probably won't pass, but I don't want to rely on that. I don't know. This is too depressing to go through. You all can read it. It says basically what you think it does. Oh, there was one more thing. Hang on. It was something about basically straw purchases. Where the fuck was that?
Yep.
Crap. I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Okay. Prohibits and provides penalties for purchasing or attempting to purchase a firearm with the intent to furnish it to a minor or other individual prohibited from having a firearm. And that legislation was sponsored by some other dickhead. Okay, great. So they're all teaming up. So basically, okay, I get it. Straw purchase. Well, that's already illegal. So why do they need to worry about that? They've basically reworded, the original bill that makes straw purchases illegal. But the part I don't like is for a minor, because that literally could be a dad buying a gun with the intent that his kid's going to use it, because that would be furnishing the gun to him, even though the dad still owns the firearm. But because he bought it specifically for his kid to use, then technically he's breaking that law. Now, would they prove it? Would they prosecute it? Probably not. I understand that they don't normally go after that kind of shit, but it's in there, and that's the scary part, because they could decide to go after it if they wanted to.
Well, Smeggy, technically, any legislation that restricts or takes guns away from legal American citizens technically is an infringement on the Second Amendment itself. So technically, every time one of these liberals decides that they're going to get smart and try and push one of these laws through, they're infringing on the Second Amendment, even though they say they're not, and they're using legalese to get out of it. But technically, they are infringing on the Second Amendment each and every time they do it, and they don't care because they don't want you to have anything. They don't want you to have freedom. They don't want you to have your right to free speech, your right to bear arms, your right to an attorney. They don't want you to have any of that stuff. They only want you to have what they want you to have.
The only right that they want you to have is the right to get on your knees to the man.
And I know I'm sounding a little paranoid and a little tinfoil hat, but it's starting to look like that. I mean, California didn't used to be so bad off, and then look what happened.
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean to you, Heavy B. I'm just saying, your laws, yeah, they kind of sucked, but they weren't as bad until gunpocalypse happened.
Right.
Well, they were bad before that.
Well, to a point, yes, but they weren't as bad until gunpocalypse came along.
Quick question, Heavy. When did the gun rights really start getting infringed heavily over there?
1993.
93 is when. Okay, so the first.
That's when we had the first assault weapons ban out here in California. Before that, we had just freedom galore. So there you go. Yeah, it's been a fight for over 40 years now. I mean, well, not 40, 20 years plus. That's when I first started noticing them. I guess back in '84, but that was nationally. Yeah, so California really started to suck in 1993.
Okay.
All right. So One of the things also I kind of wanted to bring up, I've already written my representative, and I will admit basically sent in the form letter that the NRA provided. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. They'll email you a thing that says, act now. You click the button, you type in your address, and it automatically pops up like your district or whatever, and then you hit send, right? So I admit I didn't do much work, but I got a response letter back that was also basically a form letter,
Automated.
which is fine, because I didn't put much effort into it. I don't expect much effort back. And basically the thing that the NRA thing said was, as your constituent, I respectfully urge you to oppose House Bill 5996 and the entire package of anti-gun bills that were recently introduced. Assault weapons as defined would encompass the most commonly owned semi-automatic rifle, blah, 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 blah. They're popular among hunter, blah, blah, blah. Once again, I urge you, stop the shit. Okay, great. And I get back, thanks for contacting my office regarding this, blah, blah, blah. It was introduced by douchebag and so. This bill was referred to the Committee on Criminal Justice as of October 19th, 2016, where we'll receive thoughtful deliberation. Yeah, sure it will. Your insight and feedback on this very important issues and topics in Michigan is helpful for me while I am determining how to best serve you and other residents of the district. Thank you again for contacting my office, blah, 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 blah. I skipped a part. Oh, should this bill come to the House floor for a vote, I will be sure to keep your concerns in mind. So, okay, that's great, right? So it's like,
have you called them?
No, not yet. So, anyways, so if it gets to the floor to vote, they'll look at their pile of emails and they'll say, okay, we have 100 people said, hey, don't vote for this, and 50 people said, hey, vote for this. Because I'm sure Mom Demand Action has a form letter that you can send in saying, good job on taking away guns. We love you, right?
Yeah, and they probably haven't hooked up to the yellow pages going and doing an auto, having a computer program filling out the information and hitting send.
Well, maybe. I doubt that, but maybe. Anyway, so I guess my question to you guys, because I would like to write another one that's just from scratch, that's a lot more personal and well thought out. And, I guess I'm wondering, is it worth it? I mean, maybe that would depend on like who your representative is. Like if you have a super anti-gun representative, is it even worth it filling out like a good thing, because they're not going to read it anyways? But to me, I checked out my lady. She actually has a B- from NRA. I looked up her history myself before I checked the NRA thing, and the only gun vote I saw was on getting rid of county gun boards, which was a concealed carry thing, and it was good that they got rid of them. So that made me happy. But I don't know. Like, do you think it's worth the time and effort to sit down?
Yes.
Because the thing is, there's a lot of other stuff in there, not just the assault weapons one. And, the NRA is like, and other anti-guns, blah, 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 blah. And they just kind of like write them off. And I want to go through there and be like, hey, there's a thing in here about straw purchases or whatever. You realize it's already legal, and the new one's going to make it hard for a dad to buy a kid a gun. And there's one about like altering toy guns, which that's just fucking stupid. No one's doing that. And like, there's all sorts of stupid stuff in there.
Well, you can go about this two ways. You could go and do what you're doing. Write out your own customized email and send it to them. Still get that automated response, and maybe you might get another response. You might not. You could call them and actually, ask to speak with, your representative or her secretary, and list off what you're against and say that you really urge your representative to not vote for them. Okay, you could do completely off the wall, old school, and write a letter out in in plain handwriting, and then send it to your representative, and that might even have more of an effect, or as much of an effect as calling your representative would.
Right. So I do think the next step is writing out an email. I don't know. Originally, I was going to ask you all for input, and I was actually going to type it out while we were talking, but my brain's not working good right now, so I'm not really going to worry about that.
The more emails they get,
The better.
The better. Yeah. So if you want to type out another one and send it, do it, brother. You call them, you send them a letter, you send them emails. If you've got a good rep, then hopefully your rep will back you guys up.
Something else you could do, if you've got a local newspaper or a big newspaper that features editorials, a lot of times they'll put the pro and the con, or the for and the against. They'll post a letter from readers, in favor of something or against something. You might be able to get that published in the newspaper too, pointing out all the wrongs about the bill and raise a little bit of awareness locally too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea, because I could pretty much use the stuff, because I'm thinking in the email, what I'd like to do is break down every single one of them, list okay, this is bill, 5996. The other one bill is, 6003, 6004, 5998, blah, blah, blah. So list that one and explain what's wrong with it, and then go to the next one and what's wrong with it. And I'm really going to try to avoid the whole, Second Amendment shall not be infringed. I agree that's what it's for, but when you start spouting off about how you're killing tyrants and blah, 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 they don't listen. And I know we're all on the same team here, guys, but they don't listen. It's a constructive argument. It doesn't work. It rallies the people that are already on our side, and it turns off the people that are against us already. So I'm trying to get through to, I want to give my rep ammunition that if it comes out, she can bring this up, be like, well, actually, I just learned that, blah, 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 whatever it is. And I'm hoping to make her a better representative and get the knowledge to be able to fight it, instead of just saying, well, I got a bunch of form letters from the NRA, so I don't want to vote for it, which is still good. I mean, and that was the thing I was going to say earlier. Michigan's 60% Republican, at least in the House, and we have a Republican governor. So that's where I'm saying the chances of it passing are slim, but it's still something to be worried about, and it's still something to speak out.
Yeah,
and I think it's good practice for everyone to do is to write your own. And I guess I'm kind of looking for some input on the types of stuff to say.
Yeah, and you also have to think the time that we say, hey, it's probably not going to pass, we don't fight as much, and that's when shit gets through, because we don't fight. What was it like? Back in the 80s, there was some gun control stuff that was passed. When Reagan was in office, and Republicans, it's never going to get passed. And all of a sudden, you open up the paper one day, and what the fuck, this passed?
Right, exactly. That's how they were able to sneak stuff in the past. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, at least with the internet and with information getting out so quickly. I mean, I learned about this Thursday morning, right? So it was introduced on Wednesday, and by Thursday morning, I knew what was going on. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I know that it's now in the Criminal Justice Committee. So I guess you can probably write the head of the committee on something too, can't you? Even though they're not your representative, you could still write them and be like, hey, what the hell? So I might do that also. I might copy. I'll have to find out who the head of that is for my state, and then figure out their contact information as well.
Well, yeah, you definitely got to start somewhere.
Right. And
I would go a step further and find out who all is on the committee, and send, make one email and send it to them all.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Because again, there might be some anti-gunners in there and some pro-gunners, but a lot of times, even the pro-gun people, they might not be gun people. So when they hear this thing,
they don't see the problem with it.
Report stolen or lost ammunition. Why the hell? Why the hell is you get in trouble for not reporting stolen ammunition? That one's just dumb. And it's basically saying, okay, I have to go. Someone could have gotten in my house today and taken a box of ammo. Guess what? I wouldn't have noticed. And if somehow they trace that back to me, I don't know how they would, but if they do, like, now I'm in trouble because I didn't report it stolen. Well, I didn't know it was stolen. Like, what the fuck? I didn't know it was missing.
Yeah, when I saw that part of the law, when I saw that proposal or whatever, that really bothered me, because who hasn't misplaced a box of ammo at least once in their life, or like you said, you wouldn't know if it's been stolen. What if you were handling that ammo earlier in another firearm and you took it out of your firearm and, your prints are all over the shells, and geez.
I wouldn't know if 1,000 rounds were stolen. I mean,
go to Foos's house.
I mean, no. If you think about it, it all depends on how much ammo you have. If you only have 2 boxes and also one's gone, yeah, you're gonna know it. But if you have, 10,000 rounds loaded up, you may misplace 500, not even know it.
Right, and what's that gonna stop? Like, what's that gonna help?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
It's just gonna put someone else behind bars, and
yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. What like I say, one of the other ones too was retained ballistic test spent pistol cases.
Didn't they try to do something like that up in like Vermont or something like that? And it, they spent millions and millions of dollars doing this and had zero.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the kind of information I want to find, is to say, look at this program. It wasted a bunch of money and they never solved a single crime with it. So what's the point? Like, it doesn't make any sense, really. I mean, hell, even the bullet analysis, I remember seeing a thing recently where they're basically saying, like, it's not as good as everyone thinks it is. Like, they basically, they find a bullet at a crime or whatever, and then they think they find the person who did it, and they find the gun that is the same caliber. Okay, well, let's test it. So they test it and they go, yep, this bullet matches. It's this gun fired the same bullets. Like, we can prove that. They've had to walk that back and say, actually, it turns out we can't say with certainty that this specific gun fired that recovered round. What they can say is the round used was, a 9mm from a Glock. And this person also was found with a 9mm Glock. But they don't, it's no longer as strong of evidence as it used to be, because they just can't say that this specific 9mm Glock fired this specific round that was, found in a dead guy.
Yeah, half those additional proposals, I don't see what they're expecting to accomplish from them.
Unless the firing pin had a micro stamping and was only used in like three or four rounds. So after that, the micro stamping was shot.
Well, yeah, we don't even want to open up the micro stamping quagmire, but that I guess that's the thing, right? Is that's one of the things against micro stamping, is that it's basically it's unreasonable. People think that everyone has the CSI shit that just doesn't exist. And and you're right.
They think that the shit on TV is actually real.
That's another thing. What people don't realize is that silencers, even when put on guns, are not that silent. Yeah, sure, you don't need to wear hearing protection, but the thing is, they don't sound like they do on TV, because on TV they all sound the same. But in real life, there's different calibers in different guns, and even the silencers have to be sized to those calibers, so they don't sound the same.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, you're still going to have the bullet breaking the sound barrier, which is going to make a lot of fucking noise. I mean, even a 9mm, if you get something from the store, that's going to break the sound barrier. It's going to make a lot of noise. You may not hear the exploding gas, but you will hear a sonic boom.
So, yeah, I just want to throw this in here just right now before we continue on with this. But if you guys have any questions, just send them to nightstrike1@gmail.com, and we'll try and answer them for you. No, but let's continue on this train of thought. So why do you think that they, besides just the TV situation, do you think it's by misinformation or that they just really don't pay attention that they institute shit like this?
No, it's the TV because people don't care. They don't care to actually think, hey, this is entertainment because, I mean, shit. People are stupid. They are lazy. They don't want to know. It's a society issue. People don't want to know. They don't want to be informed.
It's for votes. You got a bunch of anti-gunners trying to get elected or re-elected, and they're trying to show that they're doing something, and that they're trying to be strong on anti-gun or gun violence. So that's pretty much what it is. They just use the same crap that's working in states like California.
I hope you did quotes with the whole working thing. Because it's obviously not working as far as stopping bad guys.
You're right. In the whole stopping bad guy thing, yeah, it does not work. But what I'm talking about is it working, getting people to go, that's sensible gun laws. We got to vote for that. And of course, we've got a bunch of
it's not
down
sensible.
here that believe that shit.
Common sense gun laws.
Sensible, common sense. It's all worded to fucking make people think, oh yeah, that's right. And it's just fucking people trying, like in your state, Smeggy. Sorry to make you there.
You.
I apologize. Fuck off. Hey, I apologize. Shut up. Anyway, so in your state, a state like where you live.
Leave him alone.
Shut up. I'm trying to say something here. Anyway, so in states like where you live, like where the bill probably will not pass because it is definitely more two-way friendly. Those bills won't pass, but those people can still show to their constituents that they either put the bill forward or that they supported the bill. And then that gets them, well, hopefully in their eyes, not mine, but hopefully in their eyes, they get support, and it helps build their base. That's what it is. It's politics. They don't really give a shit about the guns. They don't know anything about the guns. They just know they go bang, and that good guys have them and bad guys have them, and they don't have to worry about it because they don't have to deal with the bullshit. So it's just all about.
Yeah, but at the same token, the same can be said about cars. They turn on and they go vroom, and that's it. There's different varieties.
I am not trying to say that I support that. Obviously, I don't. Okay, but that's what it's about. They don't give a shit about the guns themselves. They want the control. They want the votes. They want to show their people, their constituents, that they're doing good and that they should be voted for. That's all it's about. Trying to attain power.
Absolutely. All right, we got a question from one of our viewers. I don't know if I want to respond or say this, but I guess I'm going to. Okay, so this is from Roland, and Roland has asked, so the election is upon us. What would you want to buy before Hillary gets in office? Also, Smeggy and Heavy, y'all can move to Oklahoma. We're pretty safe here.
You're safe nowhere.
You really aren't. But,
how much? Hang on. I challenge that because how much snow does Oklahoma get? I might not be that safe.
It doesn't get much snow because of brush fires.
So that's a big problem.
Smeggy, you survived in Mexico. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's only for a month. I can't live there.
Remember, you said you were made out of magic snow, so you don't melt.
I am magic, but I need to recharge my magic.
Right.
It isn't yellowish.
Well, I've really bought really all I want as far as guns. Right now, I'm focusing on magazines, accessories, ammunition right now before the election. No, and I'm not buying panic. I'm not being panic. I'm just getting what I don't have, what I might need as far as spare parts and accessories. But I'm not going out and buying an entire store. So I'm not panic buying per se. I'm just buying some of the things that might be a little harder to get in case of what happens.
While we were on the Night Strike and I were on the chat before we went live, I picked up another 12 pounds of powder, and I am getting a sample pack of bullets from another manufacturer, a real small manufacturer, in case my supply of bullets would happen to dry up. So that's my kind of semi-panic buy type thing. So I'm good on arms themselves. It's just keeping those arms fed.
Yeah. What about you, Smeggy? What do you think? What would you get?
Well, I personally don't like doing that kind of stuff. I buy stuff just based on what I feel like buying at the time.
So you're more of a need basis?
I mean, I don't like the idea of, you could call it panic buying or whatever. It might not even be panic buying. Maybe I'm just being dumb and naive, but I'd rather not. So there's really nothing that I'm getting differently. If I want something, I'll buy it. If I don't want something, I'll wait. And I'd rather just hope that nothing bad happens and that we can continue to get stuff. I don't pay panic prices, that's for sure. Now, I don't think the prices have gone up yet, so that's good. But
they have not.
That's one nice thing right now, but we're not sure how long that's going to stay like that. But yeah. What about you, Heavy B? You gonna panic buy? Is there anything you want to get before the election?
Freedom.
Not in California, my friend.
No, well then, I am in California, so panic buying is kind of a moot point.
Yeah, what's left? It's not illegal already to panic buy.
Well, you'd have to get a background check.
Ammunition magazines. Well, you should buy ammunition before January 1 because then we'll have to get like a freaking card that says we can buy ammo. And if another bill passes, which it probably will because we're in California, not only that, I'll have to wait on background checks for every time I purchase ammo. So, yeah, it's kind of, ammunition would be key here in California.
Well, and that kind of reminded me of something. One of the things that I don't necessarily want to buy a bunch of stuff before it might be banned or whatever is I do truly think if they get something passed again, they're not going to grandfather anything in. Just like in California now, magazines are not grandfathered in. So if you have a 30-round mag, you're out of luck, buddy. I mean, you just wasted your money because what are you going to do? Throw it away? I mean, they're not paying you for them. They're just saying, nope, you're not allowed to have them. So I think that's similar if there was ever like a federal level thing that when they passed it, they wouldn't grandfather it in. So it would just be like, all right, the entire country, turn in your 30-round mags. Like, we're just going to destroy them.
Hence why I'm going to keep them fed.
All right. Travis, what about you?
Oh, man,
we're rolling right along. Is there anything you want to get before the election?
I need some advice. I want a really good AK. 762 by 39, and I don't know. I really don't know which route to go. It seems like every AK I'm looking up has its problems or issues, or it's perfect or whatever. I've been looking on KVAR, and I'm thinking something Russian, maybe like an Izmesh, or I'm looking at the website right now. Everybody keeps saying, everybody always says, Wasser 10, or I'm thinking Arsenal, Izmesh. Some of these mullet Vepers are pretty sweet too. I don't know.
DDI is also good too.
That's exactly what
I love my DDI.
I love mine as well. I love mine.
Their prices are pretty much spot on with everybody else. I'm just kind of up in the air on what to go with. I might go the DDI route. Isn't it what Atlantic Firearms that carries those usually?
It's going to be cheaper.
I went the
It's
have
gonna be
Foods make
cheaper.
your AK for you route because that's just how I roll.
I recommend a Foos special. Although be careful with the magazines because he doesn't know the difference between 47 and 74.
Yes.
Hey, sometimes I just am dyslexic.
I put the sexy back in dyslexia. I just want to say that.
Right.
Guys, on the other end, the other idea I was thinking, every time I go into my local pawn shop, there an FFL. They've got a FN PS90 that's been sitting there for months, and that's that gun from your childhood that was just awesome, and it'd be fun just for something totally different,
But can you get ammo for it and mags and?
Because that's the 5.7 round, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, American Eagle makes ammo for it, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen it at our Cabela's, and the price isn't too bad on it. I know they carry the FN ammo also. That's one of those things I don't even know if I'd buy it in bulk. It would just be kind of a fun gun to shoot.
You would have to buy if you bought that, you'd have to go and absolutely go and buy a couple boxes just in case and shoot it first because you don't want to have a chance where you bought a gun and it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And on top of those FN, those guns have a 50-round mag.
Oh, I know. You're gonna go through it pretty quick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got another side of me. I've been looking at, and Mullet makes a Vepr called the Pioneer, and that's a 7.62 by 39. I see that as maybe a really nice deer rifle. If you haven't seen that before, you should look it up. It only has a 5-round magazine. It's a totally different rifle. It's kind of sweet looking, and it's kind of about the same price as a Mini 14, maybe a little bit more.
So there's that Mutant out there if you are an AR fan, but like the 7.62 gun.
Yeah.
Right. There's the Mutant. PSA also has the the PS47 or whatever.
Yes, that's an AK.
Yeah,
and AK Operators Union had a lot of good things to say about it.
Another one I was going to ask you guys about, if you have any experience with them. I've got a Bear Creek Arsenal AR-15. I love it. They also make a 7.62 by 39 AR style.
It's probably no different than the PSA version.
It's only like $4.99 or $5.99. I'm just thinking for just pure budget price for shooting, that X39 round is so cheap. I mean,
for plinking, it's probably just fine.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything bad because I know people have said that. I've heard reviews, and I've known people that actually have a Bear Creek Arsenal AR-15. They're not bad. They're not bad. They work just as well as PSA or any of the other brands. But as far as 7.62 by 39, it's really hard to get it wrong. It is really extremely hard.
Oh man, I'm not sure.
Just get one of everything. Call it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the answer.
All right. Oh boy. So, is there anything left to talk about? Did we get through everything already? We don't have any more.
If you have
any more questions. No, we don't really have anything. We're done.
Sunday evening, gunchannels.com. We have a reloading podcast. If you have any questions, it's Gun Channels Reloaders. Yes, I will. I think Hadi wanted to set up his 550 on air and do that.
That'd be fun.
And then I do have a question that I already answered to the guy who sent it to me, but I will answer it on air too.
I just want to say, dude, since I got you here, that your last chat from last week of, what's the minimum to get started? Man, you guys freaking nailed that chat. That's exactly the kind of stuff I was looking for, because I'm looking at getting into reloading. I'm really debating on, getting a press and then asking for the dies for Christmas or something. Like, I always have problems giving suggestions for like presents for me. So my mom's always bugging me and shit. So I'm thinking of doing that. And it was perfect. You basically were like, all right, this is absolute bare minimum. This is the type of stuff that's nice to have. And you did pistol and you did rifle. Like, that was, It was really nice. So if anyone's thinking about maybe reloading, check out last week's. It's a great starting point.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That's what I want to hear. That's awesome.
Foos, I have a commercial for you. It's for your guns. What you do is you have them all set up with the bolts locked open and empty magazines, and you play the song "In the Eyes of an Angel," and you say, "YouTube for 50 cents a day can help feed these guns, keep them from starving."
Support a carbine foundation.
Yeah, for 6 cents a round, you can feed this lonely CZ.
Or 5
You'll
cents
get
to
a
go steal
picture.
kids.
You'll get a picture and letters from the owner thanking you greatly for all your donations.
The sad thing is, I have so many guns. It would have to be like, okay,
could totally
here's
do
a
it.
$5. Here's $10.
Oh, all right. Heavy B, you want to plug anything?
Let's see, hit or miss every Tuesday. Oh wait, we're there, aren't we? Okay.
It's always
My
good to
show.
plug hit or miss. You never go
Yeah.
wrong plugging hit or miss.
Right.
Let's see. We got my chat not this Friday, but the next Friday. That's Friday Night Sights. Check me out the Heavy B channel on YouTube, or you can check me out at gunchannels.com/heavy_B.
All right. And then there's Nathan. Nathan jumped in at the last minute. What's going on, Nathan?
Oh, not much. Sorry, I wasn't here earlier. Scouts with the kiddo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making a holster for a guy, and he's left-handed, so I had to like flip my dies over and cut it out all backwards. But it seems to be working just fine. So, any of you lefties out there need a good holster, I can make lefties and righties.
What, are you left-handed or something, dude?
Yeah. Yes, I am left-handed.
I
Oh,
thought there was something all fucking weird about you.
you know what? Yeah, I couldn't put my finger on it. Now I
Right.
understand.
Right.
He's not
That
left-handed. He's
explains so
wrong
much.
eye.
So, secret's been revealed. I am left-handed, but here's the thing. I know how to use a gun, ambidextrous.
Well, good for you. Then you're not a total loss.
I'm not a total loss.
Just to finish that plug, it's sheepdog leather. Nathan set me up with a whole rig, belt, mag pouch, and holster, and it's nice, good quality. Everything works good. I enjoy it.
Glad to hear it.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Travis, do you have anything you'd like to plug other than just, whatever?
Yeah, no, just check out my channel, Travis P11. I don't do any, live podcasts or anything like that. I just do videos on whatever, a little bit of everything, firearms, some outdoorsy stuff, just random thoughts I have. I just make a video on it, post it. Nerf Poo is up there. I did put the description in the chat box on the right there if anybody wants to check it out. Another thing that kind of hurts my channel, I don't advertise my channel on Facebook. I refuse to use Facebook because of their stance on the Second Amendment, and a lot of the gun groups I belonged to previously got banned from Facebook, so we all quit and went over to MeWe, and so now basically all the gun groups have reformed. So I don't have a lot of subscribers because I don't advertise on Facebook my channel like a lot of guys say they do. I refuse to support Facebook. So I'm just got a small subscriber base, but I'm having a blast making these videos, and so I'm gonna keep making more of them.
It'd be nice if you decided you wanted to come back to hit or miss every so often.
Hey, I'm fine with that. I was kind of gonna ask you guys in gun channels, whenever you post those lobby invites, that's anybody can just click on the link and join in. Is that the idea?
Anyone can join it. The link is out there. Anyone is invited. But I'm going to throw up a warning sign: beware of Amit or Flippy.
Flippy's that panda guy, right? Yeah.
Flippy's that furry panda guy that
Yeah. He's
Nice try.
he's a
Stop
young
hating,
buck,
man.
He's a young
Stop
buck.
hating.
I'm not
Stop
hating.
hating.
I'm just saying #Panda Lives Matter.
That's true. He does take things to another level sometimes, but it's entertaining generally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're gonna continue doing hit or miss. So hopefully we'll be doing this for another 2 or 3 years. Hopefully. But, the election, we'll see whether we're going to do this and talk about guns or if we're going to talk about
what
don't
guns
know.
used to be like.
What guns used to be like, and what guns we used to own, and what magazines we used to have back in
Grandpa,
the day
tell me-
before
Tell
they
me
took
again, Grandpa. Tell me again what it's like to have more than 10 rounds in a magazine.
Right. So don't miss Hit or Miss next week, Tuesdays, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. And on that note, this was Hit or Miss.